Salute, comrades. This is Behind the Walls Talk with your founder, William McCallum, and I thank you for visiting this domain. I'm here to give you an insight into the minds and hearts of those incarcerated that have been deemed voiceless. Well, this is where their voice and stories will be told for those of you who are concerned with human beings that are in prison for the mistakes they have made and for some of the injustices that were committed against them. Resolutions for reform is the goal and objective looking to be attained. Now step into our world. Welcome to Behind the Walls Talk with your host, William McCallum. I have here with me today a good brother with a good heart, a father whose mission is to get back home to his children and family and be the man he has disciplined himself to be. So without further ado, tell the listeners, my brother, what's your name and where are you from?
Hello, my name is Antone Mack, Laurinburg, North Carolina, USA.
Okay, Mr. Mack, what were you convicted of and how much time did they give you?
I was convicted of second-degree murder, and I was given a minimum of 15 years to 18 years in the penitentiary.
How long have you now been incarcerated?
I've currently been incarcerated for 9 years and 3 months.
Okay, let me ask you something, man. When you were charged and they gave you the sentence that you gave, when the judge gave you the sentence that they gave you, right? What was the feelings that ran through your body? Like, what was it that was going through your mind at the time, in knowing that you had to do this time?
At that moment, I felt sorrow, mainly for the family and my kids. Like, death came last. Everything was like it flashed before me, the things that I was supposed to have done positive, should have done positive. The negative choices that I made to lead up to the point that happened. I had anxiety attacks. I was nervous. I was dumbfounded, and I was also highly upset with myself.
Yeah, I could definitely understand those feelings, there, man. It's good that you got yourself together and everything, man. You know what I'm saying? Because the brother that I see sitting in front of me today is a well-disciplined individual, and he's very upbeat. He's very, very lifelike, and he lives his truth, Let me ask you something, man. Do you have remorse for what you did,
Yes, sir, I do. There's always remorse. It's just that the fact that I put myself in a situation to where I had to defend myself when it shouldn't have happened, and the person that it happened to was a fellow friend of mine that whom I've known for years. So there's going to always be remorse, and it's always going to be a part of me that wants to speak better and do better towards his family of whom I know.
That's good, man. That's good. And hopefully, they can forgive you, you know what I'm saying? Because, that's one thing, man, about being in society, being in this world. God, Jesus, everybody, you know what I'm saying? They offer everybody a second chance. They forgive. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully, they can forgive you and they can be at peace themselves. Do you have any children? If so, what are their names and how old are they?
Oh yeah, I have 5 kids. The oldest being Isaiah Ezekiel Mack, born 8/6/2010. He's 14 years of age. And I have Caleb McCarty Berry, born 4/15/2011. He's also 14. I have a 12-year-old daughter by the name of Leona London Mack. She was born 12/21/2012. I have a fourth child by the name of Zamir Morrison, September 23rd, 2013, age 11. And I have my youngest, Anari Janelle Mack, born 4/13/2016, age of 9.
There you go, boy. You remember all them birthdays, boy, them children, boy. That's a wonderful thing right there, boy. And I salute you as a father, man. Hey, let me ask you something. How does having children while being incarcerated affect your time? Like, how does it make you feel by being absent in their lives physically And what is it that you do to be there for them mentally and spiritually?
It most definitely takes a toll on me. It's the birthdays, the school appointments, extracurricular activities, the questions they ask when I'm coming home, and to be in school and for them to have to witness kids with both parent homes, and they have to go home and wait for a phone call from their father, whom they're known as in prison. It's tough. It is tough, but we've come to get strong. We come to grow. Basically, when it comes to me telling them about how to be better, how to do better, I'm in no position to tell them what they need to do or what they ought to do, but I always advise them. I tell them to not to have frustration with the world or their mother, to take that frustration out on me, but to be respectful in the way that they do it, and to ask me all kind of questions. Feel free to talk and express yourself, because it's going to take a toll on them as they grow.
This call is from a North Carolina correctional facility.
Especially for me being away from them so long, and they're approaching 2 already in the teenage years, and the rest approaching. So their minds are starting to wander. So I have to continuously help build them, give them principles, morals, and integrity, and build their character up, and let them know, don't be ashamed of me being in here, to learn from it. And as they grow, they're going to make mistakes. So I always tell them to be mindful of the friends that they're around, be mindful of the things they say, and to remain respectful to themselves first and everyone else, and treat people how they want to be treated.
Yes, I definitely love that right there, man. You definitely spoken like a true father, man. And God, boy. Hey, let me ask you something, my brother. Do you have moral and mental support from someone in society? If so, who are they, and what would you like to say to them?
Yes, sir, I do. I have moral support from, first of all, my mother, my key lady, Brenda Fairley. She's my life. I love her to life. She's the one that gives me the enduring strength of this. She tells me to continue to pray, never to give up. She does it all, man. She does it all from top to bottom. She covers it all. She crosses the T's, she dots the I's. And in her eyes, there is no wrong, man. She's God's gift. And I have a good friend.
This call is from a North Carolina correctional facility.
Katrina Lilly. She helps me out. She's been a day one friend. She's a true friend of mine. My kids help me out. I give it to them, man. They give me strength too, out of the cut, man. With the way they amaze me, with the smarts, the wit, the ambition, with the things they do. I have homeboys. I have my Aunt Linda, I like to think. My Uncle Bo, which we call Bobo, King of Dominoes. I like to thank my brothers, Brandon Mack, William Alton Ray, Lawrence, my sisters, Jessica. I like to thank Shantae. I also have a good friend of mine, Timmons Robinson, and Boo Grizz, Isaac. I always tell me to stay strong, stay away from the nonsense, cut out the BS, protect yourself at all times. So yeah, I have a village behind me. I do.
Yeah, my brother, you definitely have a village behind you, man. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, man, it's good to have that moral support and that mental support by being in here, because it's definitely hard on us in here. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, it's always good to have that support, man. You know what I'm saying? Those rocks that's there for you whenever in the time of need. You know, because we go through a lot in here, dealing with staff and administration, dealing with these guys, and just dealing with the situation in itself. It's very hard. It's struggling. Let me ask you something, man. What's your story on how you grew up as a youth, the experiences you've had, and the traumas that you may have endured?
Well, growing up as a youth, but to my brothers, we never had to deal with the lights being out, not having food. She kept clothes on our backs. I was born and raised, partially raised in the projects. But she did everything, like I said, she did everything she could to keep us out of trouble and, excuse me, to guide us on the right path. Signed me up for all the sports since right after I can walk, I could say. Um, Art contests, took us on trips to the beach every summer, Family Kingdom. Um, she never cursed, didn't drink, didn't smoke. So on her part, there was never nothing that traumatized me. It was all love from her. I did have an uncle who was on drugs, an uncle who did sell drugs. That was in and out of prison. Um, so I was introduced to drugs at an early age, not by personal use, but being in my surroundings. Like I was around it. Uh, Gambling, bootlegging. Those are things that I witnessed growing up in the projects. Violence. I was introduced to violence at an early age. But my mother knew those things that I was seeing because they was in the community. But she always kept me away from as much as possible. And she always steered me right. But just as I grew, I became a product of the things that was happening around me. And even though I didn't have to make the decision to run the streets and to dibble and dabble with drugs and violence, those are decisions that I made. And the way I was raised has no reason, has nothing to do with why I'm in here. My choices got me in here of who I chose to be around, who I chose to deal with. Mother always, and I'm continuing to say she always did her best to keep me away from trouble and to stray away from trouble. And in her eyes, I could do no wrong. So she gave me free reign to a degree because she knew that I knew better. I knew the consequences of things. She always taught me to think before you react and know the consequences of what you're doing. But she never really worried too much about me. Like, yeah, growing up as a youth in the projects and just experiencing different things from violence, seeing drugs, it did alter me as I grew, especially when I hit the adolescent stage, got rebellious. So, yeah, being a youth, especially in Lombard, was kind of rough. But like I say, it was good because she provided what we needed. So my choice is to get where I'm at. It's not a reflection of her. She gave me every opportunity ample to make it.
Yeah, man, life is definitely about the choices and decisions that we make, man. You know what I'm saying? Um, with everything that you've experienced as a youth and how you grew up and, you know, where you stand at right now in life, what is it that you would like to say to the youth out there now that are being misled and find the life of crime intriguing?
What I like to say to the youth right now is, man, to the guys and girls growing up, be mindful, man. Be mindful of your friends that you keep around you. Um, don't be afraid to lead your own path. You don't have to follow no one. You don't have to. Sometimes uncool is the coolest thing to be, man. You have to be mindful. Like I say, be mindful of things you say. Um, Sometimes you have to think for people. Then learn to
This call is from a North Carolina correctional facility.
learn to control the anger. It's going to be a work in progress, especially as you grow, because you're bound to make more mistakes at an early age. So you're going to got the key is to learn from it. I encourage the youth to stay away from drugs, stay in school, to express themselves at all times in a respectful manner. Always listen to their parents because they have their best interests at heart, even when it seems that they're against them. Um, to obtain financial literacy, it's important. That's highly important. If you have to take $25 to your local bank, open up a savings account, and you put $5 a week in there, cut grass, wash cars, try to do anything possible to steer away from getting a record. Because once you get that on your a label on your back, it's kind of hard to get it off. And even when you get it off, they still know it was there, so they're going to give you a hard time when it comes to jobs, applications, schools. It diminishes opportunities, and it doesn't take it away Just make it harder to obtain. So you have to be, like I say, be mindful, man. Be mindful in how you conduct yourself around people and the places you go and the people you talk to. And always treat people how you want to be treated. And you give respect 100% of the time, you demand it back 200. So yeah, and always try to bring up the community and try to help out the elderly around you. You see someone need help them out, man. I say all that to say this: we have to be better as a people. When I say people, I mean as all races, all races. Before we can get to all races, we have to strengthen our black race first, because we're the main ones that are going through in and out of the prison system, being shot on a daily by officers, or being told that we can't do this when we're highly capable of doing it at a high rate. So stay strong, endure the hard times, and keep the main thing the main thing.
That's right, that's right. I'd like to add a little something to that too as well, because the brother definitely was speaking on some knowledge and everything, man. You know, as a black race too as well, you know, we subject ourselves to our own destructions. You know what I'm saying? That's why we gotta learn how to treat each other. You know what I'm saying? Learn how to treat each other as brothers and sisters instead of distant strangers. You know, and because, you know, black on black violence is a very big thing out there in society, in every community, in every hood, in every state and city, you know. And we need to tighten up on how we treat each other. You know, let our egos and our pride go to the side and focus on what really matters in our communities. Like the brother said, help out the elderly, you know, help out the community, clean the community, help build up the community, help lift the community, be there for the community, you know, and be there for the youth in our community. You know, so definitely that. And another thing too as well, like the financial literacy that he was speaking upon too as well, that's very important. That's something that I didn't know, and that's something that I'll make sure that I teach my children today, you know, about financial literacy, about credit, you know, about credit, loans, using the banking system, you know, and making it work for yourself, because it's very important in the near future, you know. So just make sure that you speak with your parents, speak with your loved ones, speak with your counselors, everybody out there, man, whoever it is there that supports you, that's there to encourage you, uplift you, whoever it is, speak with them. All you youth, speak with them and ask them questions, you know. And, but what the brother said, though, the brother said a mouthful. And pay attention to what the brother said, man, because the brother gave you some real good to do knowledge. So that's it. Let me ask you something, man. I'm gonna change the temperature here a little bit, man. You know, have you had to deal with the death of any loved ones, family, or friends since you've been incarcerated? Back to Behind the Walls Talk with my brother Big Mac. Hey, my brother, you were speaking upon how it was with you going to see your father.
Yeah, I was saying that was hard. That was a hard pill to swallow. Even though he wasn't in my life every day, um, he did provide. Even though he was with my mother, anytime I wanted to see him, she would take me to see him. Anytime he wanted to see me, he would come get me. He was a very loving man. He almost everything he ate, he grew. He loved his garden, and he loved his garden. He also loved his what were them, the rock wallets. He had a couple of rock wallets. Yeah, he loved driving trucks, hitting the road, planting things, and he loved his shotguns. But yeah, that was a hard one, man. Just to be in here, to not be able to console my family, and for them to see me in my current state, going through whatever going through, the emotions were all over the place. We're a strong family, good people. It was kind of on my back. Yeah, for anyone that's locked up, to lose an immediate family member is a hard thing, especially when you love them and respect them and you look up to them. So I don't want no one. Yeah, man, that was a tough. That was tough.
So, yeah, I know that was tough, my brother. And I'm sorry for your loss, man. I'm sorry for your loss, my brother. Hey, would you tell the listeners of Behind the Walls Talk what a second chance of society,
This call is from a North Carolina correctional facility.
what a second chance of society means to you, for you to go back out there and be with your family and your loved ones, man? What was that? What's that feeling that you know you're gonna have?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure the feeling's gonna be undescribable when I first get out there. Well, like I say, man, I have to get myself together in order for me to make those around me better or to help them out. I can't help no one without helping yourself. You have to have yourself together. So currently focus on building up my character, keeping it where it's at. Far as wise, staying away from not being myself and being true to myself. I have to get stronger for myself to be stronger for my children. I have to keep them together, keep them in tune with one another, to always love each other, to be there for each other, and also to respect each other. I want to be able to bring my family reunion back. My elders are passing away out there, so currently in talks with my brothers and sisters, them getting that. We have to worry about getting that family reunion thing back together. That's an important staple in the family, man. That family reunion. The elders and the youth get together and we connect, keep that bridge strong. So that's highly important to me, man. I love my family. I loved them before I came in here. That's part of why they support me so much, because I didn't steal from them, didn't lie to them. When I needed them, they were there. And if they needed me, I was there. So, yeah, I would much rather be out there dealing with the stresses of life, paying bills and responsibilities. I would much rather have that on my plate than to be in here listening and watching nonsense and trying to stay off straight for nonsense. But I also want to be out there to leave a mark, and to leave a mark especially for my children, and to leave a positive one for the world.
That's what's up, my brother, man. Hey, I tell you, bro, this has been definitely a wonderful interview, man. I appreciate you so much, man. Is there any last words you would like to share with the listeners of Behind the Walls Talk?
Yeah, my last words to the listeners of Behind the Walls Talk. It's all about you, my brother. Mr. McCollum, what you're doing is a very good positive thing. It's a strong force, man. It's something that needs to be heard. It's something that needs to be seen, and it's something that needs to be talked about. So I advise everyone take a sip out of that Behind the Walls Talk tea, because it's going to grow. I would like to be a part of it when I'm released from this place. And I would like to thank your wife for her time. For you to even come up with this, man. Hey, man, it was out of this world, man. That was cool, man. It was cool, man. It's a good thing, man. So big ups on that, and I pray it continues to grow, and I will do what it takes to help it grow. So thank you all.
Yeah, that's it, my brother. Man, I do this here. Me and my wife, we do this here to make sure that you and every other brother, y'all voices can be heard, y'all stories can be told, and so society can look at y'all as the human beings that you are, despite the mistakes that we made in life. And everybody that's out there listening to Behind the Walls Talk, this is my brother Mack, man. I met this brother in close custody, man. He has been a good brother to me ever since. We've been on a couple counts together, man. And he's always been solid, always been true to himself, always lived out his truth, man. I salute this brother. His name, his opus number, his pictures, everything's going to be on the website, on the YouTube channel. Contact this brother if you will. And this brother right here, man, is going to be a pillar in our community one day, man. And support this brother, man. Be by this brother's side. And I thank you once again, my brother, for giving me this wonderful interview. I salute you, man. Like I say, once again, man, I'm sorry for your loss with your father and everything. I know that's recent and that's still upon your heart. Be true to yourself, my brother. And, peace from Behind the Walls Talk.